I assume I'm the Mark you're talking about, right?
You're the only Mark we're talking about.
Okay.
Mark and I talked yesterday, you guys. This is another one brought to us by Brock. And normally, and we have a protocol where we get everything set up for tracking and then we roll this out. I want you guys to know what's coming, and then Stacy will get the tracking done. Hopefully it's ready by Tuesday. But since you guys come on this on the Saturday, you guys, what's one of our categories that's really lacking, but really important?
Pets.
See, Mark, they already know.
Awesome.
So Brock brings this, Mark, because I told him like our hit list of, guys, pet supplies, especially unique ones, are a big marketplace. I told him, I think all of it, we all have dogs or cats or whatever. Guys, this product is awesome. Okay, Stacy, yes. You need this product in your house.
Yeah. So does Linda.
So does Linda. Okay, so we'll start with that, Mark. So I'll give you guys a quick introduction.
Yeah.
And Mark, this is one product, right?
Yes.
So we'll start with this one product. We know there's more stuff, especially the group you work with. We're gonna have more things coming. So we're just gonna focus on this one. This is not in Cash Network Direct yet, but some of you are gonna want to build pages and have it ready when the code is when our link is up. Stacy, he says he has the Everflow plugin, I guess, being added. So I don't know where that's at, but I think we can get up by Tuesday.
I will do my best with everything.
And if it's not up by Tuesday, we'll just roll it out like the next Saturday or whatever else. And we'll let everybody know when the link is done. Okay. This is a fun one to write. This isn't one that you guys will be able to figure it out for yourselves. And I can only imagine the stories. Okay. So before he goes into it, remember, stories sell. You guys have some personal stories that you can go into before this product that I want you guys to be thinking about. Okay. If you have a dog, if you've ever had a dog, you've ever grown up with a dog, you've got stories, right? Room clearing stories sometimes. All right, Mark, let's bring you on. Mark's got an awesome product. You guys look at his name, you might get an idea. It's called PAW, like P-A-W, Pori. Mark.
Pori. Yep.
Let's go into an intro. Let's go through it.
Absolutely, guys. So my product that I'm sharing with you today, it's called Ppps. You see my little bag right here? This is a all-natural dog supplement that makes your dog's farts not stink. Okay? So it's like I said, it's all natural. It's very safe for the dog's guts and everything. It's I don't know how many of you guys have ever been in a room like Rory was saying, right? If you can just be sitting around and all of a sudden get smacked in the face with the worst odor ever, and your dog's probably just smiling and wagging their tail because they love it, right? And you're just dying. And there's not too much you can do about smelly dog farts until now. You know, because whether you're sitting around the house and, you know, going for a car ride, anything like that, if you're in close quarters with a dog, you never know what's going to happen. So Ppps is, it's actually a product extension of a version of this that we have for humans called Sneak a Squeak that you would see on our same website. But we launched Sneak a Squeak about 1.5 years ago, and on all of our social media ads that we were running and posts we were doing, everybody, like every time without fail, we would get tons of, does this work for my dog? Can I give it to my dog? You know, like everybody wanted to know, like, how can I make my dog's farts not stink? And so we got looking into it, and sure enough, all of our ingredients we were using are extremely safe for dogs. But it was a little capsule, and you know, you don't want to give a dog a capsule because they'll chew it and powder gets everywhere and it's nasty. So all we had to do was just take that, our all natural gut safe ingredients, bake it into a small little dog chew, little dog treat. It's peanut butter flavored. I like them. I eat them when I'm baking them. Not going to lie. My farts don't smell when I eat them too, but that's another story. But they're delicious. And yeah, and it works great for dogs. The way that it works is it doesn't make your dog not pass gas. It doesn't reduce the amount of gas that gets passed. What it does is our ingredients are able to bind to the smelly particles that the bacteria create in the digestive process. The ammonia, the hydrogen sulfide, those are the horrible smelling byproducts of digestion. And our ingredients are able to bind to those smelly things and just filter them out of the dog's gas while it's still in their stomach, kind of like a water filter would filter water. so that by the time the dog does pass the gas, those odorous particles aren't in the gas and there's no smell at all. And this has actually been scientifically proven. These ingredients have been scientifically proven to reduce the amount of those smelly particles by close to 90%. And it's awesome. It takes just a couple hours to go to work because it does have to get in the dog, work its way through a little bit, get in the intestines where the smelly gas is, start filtering it out, and then the effects can last up to 10 to 12 hours. The great thing is you don't have to give it to them every day. It's not like you have to have them on a solid regimen. You can. It's definitely safe to do every day. Or if you're just like, hey, I'm going for a car ride up to the mountains or whatever, taking my dog with me, whatever we're doing, having people over for dinner, you don't want the dog to stink up your dinner party, toss them a couple of these, are good to go. So it can be either a daily thing if your dog has regular notorious gas, right? You can give it to them daily and you're good to go, or just as needed. So it doesn't have to be regularly given. So, and we just launched this in August, and it's been very well received. We're getting some great reviews, some great feedback from people using it, and we're just super excited to get this in your guys' hands and help you spread the good word about Ppps, because the world's smelly dogs don't have to be stinking up the place.
Yep. Right. So, by the way, guys, this is going to be a fun one, right? And also, keyword wise, we don't have a lot of competition, right? And so it's actually like great for a lot of things. And guys, remember, we needed some pet stuff, but we don't want to just be like another like PetSmart. We got to be in a unique area when we're competing, right? This is unique. Brock brought us another really good one for what we're doing. So, Stacey, now you see why I wanted to rush this one.
Yes. And what's really cool is Brock actually got us a whole list of keywords and key phrases that we don't even have to think about it, you guys. We can just, like Rory said, go have fun. I mean, there's been times dogs, yeah, when you have multiple dogs, they look at each other like trying to blame each other for doing it as you're clearing the room. So Linda knows what I'm talking about.
Right,
but
so,
this is really cool, and we got the store link figured out, so we're good there too. Mark and I got that done already this morning.
Yep.
Stacey, let's put the list up in a folder on the shared folder.
Yeah. Yep. I plan on it. Okay.
And we'll start attacking those keywords. But I'll tell you, like, this is one of those ones for social media sharing. There's going to be funny stories. It's part of life, but we actually have a solution for it. And the thing about it is for gift giving, some of us know we have family members that have older dogs, especially, and it's always going to be an issue, right? Here's a gift, and can you just give it to them before we come over? like if you're okay with it, that's fine. But we're going to come over on Saturday. Can you give it to us starting Friday? It's a simple request. I'm going to do it myself. It comes up with family members, right? And the poor dog can't do anything about it, right? Okay, so oh my gosh. All right, so all right, so that's a really good opening, Mark. We'll have you come back on if we were ready on Tuesday, Stacey, we'll get Mark on Tuesday. And if the tracking's not done, we'll just put it out to the next one or whatever else. This one didn't take a lot to explain. I think everybody kind of gets it, right? And then we'll get the the links and we'll go from there. Now, Mark, on that same page, it connects to the human version?
Yeah. So the product page for Ppps is part of our overall company's page that has the human version as well. Yep.
All right. So are we able to market? Stacey, we'll check the tracking on that too.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask, because you guys, Mark gets how we do things here. He cross-marketed his own product.
Mm-hmm.
Take note of that for those of you here. But that I was going to ask, can we just use your sneakasqueak.com as the main thing and cover all the products?
Absolutely. Yeah, why not? So for everybody who's wondering, This is our Sneak a Squeak product. It's the same type of deal, works the same way for humans as Potpourri does for dogs. Pop a couple pills, within a few hours, man, your farts don't stink for 10 to 12 hours. So just like that. And plus it's like I said, it's very safe for your gut. We've got things like chlorella, zinc, yucca root powder, activated charcoal, all these things that are just so good for your gut health in general, as well as, making your gas odorless, right? And so it's safe, it's healthy, it's good to go. So, and I'd love for you guys to, share whatever you'd like to share.
We know about it. I just
with 2 boys.
yeah.
That's what, and they're, yeah.
Yeah, our main demographic for Sneak a Squeak are wives buying it for their husbands. That's, Father's Day is our second biggest day after Christmas. And Father's Day is coming up. But then we also have like moms buying it for their teenage girls, because the girls are worried about how it'll appear if they have smelly gas at school or something like that. It's a real confidence booster, takes away that anxiety of having smelly gas. And again, it can be taken every day or as needed. If you have a plane ride or anything like that, it can be a one hit or it can be an everyday thing, depending on whatever you need.
Art, for years I've been saying facts smell, stories sell. You have just given it a whole new life.
That's the thing, is like everybody farts, everybody's farts stink. We all have experience with this, right? And so there's going to be an unlimited number of stories and case study. I mean, everything. I mean, this is something we all deal with, but there's never really been a simple solution to just make the gas odorless. There's things like Beano or, anything else that can reduce the amount of gas, but those mess with the bacteria, they mess with your digestion. This does nothing when it comes to impeding the digestive process. Everything happens exactly as it should. But once that smelly particle has been produced by the bacteria, our products come in and just clean it up, filter it out. And then, those smelly particles come out with the stool later on, when you poop them out. It doesn't make your poop not stink, unfortunately, but the farts and gas, absolutely, as well as just overall gut health with all of our ingredients we have in there.
So by the way, some of you have had the most amazing laughter faces. I wish I could hear you laughing like when we were doing this. This
It's actually awesome. I wish I had.
Yeah, Tanya's in the background saying she wished we would have had this for when the boys were growing up in the house. Like we have 6 boys, you guys know. Like I can tell you some stories, right? Especially like during the sports, after the sports, and they've just given it all in the field. This is a good thing, Mark. Funny, because life is, we make this funny, right? Like you have to laugh about it because we all have to deal with it, right? I think, but it's we've all been conditioned to laugh. This will be some good writing. Also, it should be a good social share, because if you make a good story, if you write a good story and people laugh, they'll share it, right? And then there's a solution. And I'm thinking about it too. I mean, like think about all the corporate board meetings, all the different things where that is a concern. This is no longer, it doesn't need to be a concern. This is really, you bring that up on the confidence side. So Mark, you've covered things that I didn't even think about and go into it. Obviously, you've been marketing this for a while. Is there any other angle or anything? I mean, you brought the Father's Day up, Christmas. I mean, gift giving. I mean, this is a good white elephant that's useful, right? But it'll be funny when people open it, right?
It's a gag gift that keeps you from gagging.
Right. So let's go over some more tidbit. Is there any other things you can share while you're thinking about it? Because I mean, this is your life, right? Your world.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
a lot of the feedback we get when we put this out there, and this was actually kind of a stumbling block that we had to work through when we first launched. We went into this thing trying to be super funny. We partnered, and one of our business partners is the Harmon Brothers ad agency. Don't know how many of you guys are familiar with them. They did things like the Squatty Potty with the pooping unicorn. Do you guys remember that? Poops out thing. They've done so many things. The purple mattress. They've done the Poopery, the spray. Those commercials that you guys have seen, they did all those, right? So they saw our product, fell in love with it. They're like, hey, we can knock this out of the ballpark. They came in, they created some funny little ads for us. It was great. They did a lot of our branding, but things kind of fell flat. And we had no idea why. We're like, what is going on? Right? Like, we thought this would just be an easy home run, knock it out of the park. But what we found out is people have never heard of a product like this before. This is, I hate to say it's a whole new category, because that just sounds kind of pretentious and salesy and whatever. But literally, there is no other product out there that you take that makes your gas not stink the way that this does. So when people see it, if it's presented in too jokey of a way, it can kind of be off-putting, and people will think, oh, that's not real. You get a lot of questions like, again, on our social media ads, stuff like that. People would say, is this real? Like, there's no way. Like, that's not real. There's a lot of doubt if it's just presented in a purely, if you take that angle, it might not be too hot. So you really need to sell the credibility of it. You got to say, hey, this is real. This is backed up. Again, there are scientific studies done that show that these ingredients remove those products from people's and dogs' digestive tracts. Like, this is real. It can solve a real problem for you. Yes, it's funny. Yes, we had fun with the marketing, but this is a real product that actually works. Like, that is a point that does need to be driven home, to make sure people will pull the trigger and not just think you're putting out a funny little joke product, right? So there's that to keep in mind. Like, when we sell online, we do pretty well, right? But when I go to farmers markets or trade shows, something like that, where I can actually talk with people and they can ask me questions and there's more credibility to it, our sales are through the roof, right? Because, like I said, this is a new type of product. People haven't seen this before. People aren't aware of product like this. And so be ready for, people to ask questions, be like, is this real? Like, there needs to be a solid level of credibility to it. And I'm sure your guys' followers, the people who read your stuff and see your stuff know who you are. And that's going to go a long ways for helping with the sales. We've done some influencer marketing, and that has been awesome for us. When we've had influencers who have been able to go out there and tote it, use their own personal credibility behind the product, it sells way better than when we've done just our general ads out to the general public, because then everybody's super skeptical and they think it's just a joke and they're probably not going to buy it, right? So just be kind of ready for that dynamic to be out there when you're presenting the product to your people.
All right, so I'm gonna add to that, guys. So my takeaway from that is, we get to control the writing, right? It's an editorial style, usually a third-party endorsement, which is going to be the best for this product as well. But in there, you can put on there, warning, this is not a gag. This is a real product. Mm-hmm. We need to be bold about it. If that's what you're getting from your marketing, I'd rather just go positively hard against that. So just put on there, this is funny and something that looks like it's a gag gift. Warning, this is a real product that really works. That type of an approach somewhere in our writing is probably the best way to address that. I've just found that, especially in content, Mark, that was a key thing. I'm glad you brought that up to us, because we would have discovered that probably a long time into this, because some of us can go funny, but the thing about it is we can be bold in a thing that says, hey, this is not a gag gift. This is funny. And we think this is humorous and funny because we all talk about gas, but this is a product that actually really works. We can say stuff like that in our blog posts.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. One thing we offer a 100% satisfaction money back guarantee. And to date, in the last year and a half, out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles we've sold, we've done less than 1% refunds of people coming back saying, hey, it didn't work for me. Because the thing is, every person's body is different. Everybody's body reacts to everything differently. And we understand that. And it doesn't work for everybody. It's not going to work for every dog. That's just the way biology works. Like, aspirin will work one way for one person, differently for another. This is bodies. Everybody's body's different. We understand that. We want everyone to be happy with their experience with us. So we've offered this 100% satisfaction money back guarantee. If they have any concerns with it, we just refund them their money. And like I said, it's been well under 1%. It's like 0.4% of any orders that have come through have ever requested a refund at all.
There are
And a lot of times it's just making sure they understand how the product works. Like people will take it.
Sorry, I'm going to go to this. Every product, guys, that we have that. So that's good to say that. I want to tell you, I'm not shocked at returns ever. I did a big campaign selling this very limited release of a Bible, and we got returns. Okay, like we got returns and chargebacks. Like I don't know what they were expecting in this. It was, it was just a special version. And anyway, the thing is you guys, we can say that 100% satisfaction guarantee. I'm going to tell you, I can't imagine too many people following up with the guarantee on that, because who wants to admit that theirs is that bad it can't stop? And also, you can give it to another dog or pass it around to a friend or whatever else. This is one of those products that it can help a lot of different areas. Every one of us has a list of people we know that could use this. I promise, right? We all, it's an uncomfortable part of life, and especially as our, aging elderly, friends. At some point, this becomes something they could use on a regular basis because our bodies are breaking down. And so I'm thinking about this, you guys, as far as the marketing. I'm thinking about all those awesome healthcare workers that do a job that I could never do. This is something that they could, it'd probably be worth it for them to buy it for their patients sometimes, because they have to deal in that environment. I can see some very, awesome directions to go with it. And that's why we do this, is so we can brainstorm, Mark. We got 267 here. We'll have between 400 and 600 on Tuesdays. These are our really serious bloggers that come here. So we're going to get them to get that out there. They'll create the pages and we'll bleed out there. This is something we can go ahead and start writing. You guys will start working about it. There's going to be a lot of different keywords that we can hone in on. Oh, did I mention that there's like no keyword competition on this stuff? Did I mention that already? Like here, I'm going to show you. And Mark, you're on here already, so I'm just going to go here.
Yeah.
That guarantee, Rory or Mark or Stacy, is that like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 1 year permanent? Or is it on the website where we can find it?
I have no time limit on it. I've never had an issue. Typically if people are asking for a return, it's been within a couple weeks. They get it, they try it out, they're not happy, they know about the guarantee, so they reach out to me. So I've never put a time limit on it.
Mark, one question that I already know several people, one person's already asked me, I've watched the facial expression of another gal here. Does it work on cats?
In theory, it should. I have not tested it on cats. If you can get your cat to eat one of the little treats, it should work. We have some people who have said, hey, it works great for my dog, but dogs have different tastes. They don't really like it that much. You can take it and crumple it up and put it in their food. And then it still does the job. And so if you can get a cat to eat it, should work just fine. Just know the product is not labeled for cats.
So the same thing. Get the cat to eat it is the challenge. Getting the cat to eat it. Finicky dogs eat almost anything.
Right. For us as a company, we're not going to present it as an option for cats at this point until we get all of our warnings in place and blah blah blah. There's stuff we have to do to cover ourselves. So we're never going to say it works for cats. What people do with it, you can give your cat heroin and you can do whatever you want to do. So if they want to give it to cats, they can give it to cats, but we're not saying to give it to cats.
Awesome. And then Mark, check the Skype. Rory, I might just beat Tuesday.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So guys, I'm on here and I just pulled up dog farts. And as far as when it comes up, there's ads on this stuff. This is what I want to show you. Like, people are searching, how do you, they're looking for a solution for this, is what I wanted to point out, right? And there's all sorts of stuff about dogs' digestion. It's our best friend. People care about their dogs a lot, sometimes more than they care about their own children. Or if they don't have kids, their dog is their life, right? So they're checking this stuff out all the time. But here's the thing, that the ads are on the top. There's no ads even on this other stuff. It's just stuff that comes up. There's very few ads. But if I do this on how to stop the smell, all they have is, like, as seen on Shark Tank, stinky dog, right? There's kibble that helps with it. I mean, there's some things, but like there's only 2 ads, and like this is a big area. There's only 2 ads. And then the rest of it is just tips. These are all natural, organic searches that come in here. So we have I'm telling you, like, we can really attack that. I mean, that right there, how to stop the smell of dog farts. Like, people are searching this stuff. Look, there's the results. There's 28 million results. And there's only these ads that kind of cross market to it on there. We can be on the front page. There's not a whole page of ads, right? How to stop smelly dog farts. I'll pull this one up. 1.3 million results. There's ad. This one's got, you know, and it's all about the food, right? But then right below it, these are all organic. We can fight to get on the top of that because we have organic feeds. And then this one does have a little bit more. Dog treats for gas, you know, it's there, but how to stop it. The related terms are pulling the ads up, but the actual terms, there's so many things to do, right? This is a good little search. Can they kill you? So it says right here, a scientist says it can kill a small family. Wow. Anyway, there's, you know, that's a you know, 3 million results on can dog farts kill you. I mean, some of us feel like they are going to kill us, right? So that's a good angle to write on. And then you have content to pull from on all these other ones that are on here. Like, you know, wow, I'm going to learn something new if I just keep reading this. These are all organic. That's what I'm trying. There's a lot of organic results on page 1. That means we have an even absolute shot to get on page 1 of these. It's probably going to be, and I'm going off the main ones, all the sub targets, the other keywords that come into here. I mean, I can't even, people are looking for this. If your dog's farts can peel paint off the walls, we may have a cure. Okay, great. And this is, she knows. These are all organic articles. I mean, this is all organic feeds. You guys, this is really good for us, right? So, you know, I mean, it's one of those things you can write on forever. But also there's stories. I mean, if you had a dog, you have a story. And that's what's best about how we write, is we are storytellers, and we do it in a way that endorses a product or, you know, the solution, right? We write a story about the issues, the problems, the benefits of what we have as the solution, and aim that way in a review format. This is a perfect product for this. And same with the human version. Okay, I'll stop my share, just showing you guys on that. This is a good hit. All right. All right, Mark, I already have some promotion ideas. I'll come back to you guys as we get this going with too. Let's get this in motion. And then, yeah, so we get the tracking up. We can release it on Tuesday. You guys can already have a head start on writing this. And Mark, if there's anything else, otherwise we'll just do a revisit after we get it started.
Yeah, I think that should be a good start. I mean, I'm always open for questions if anyone wants to reach out. So
yeah, we'll gather those and then drill you on a day is what we'll probably do, right? So you guys all know the protocol. Mark, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
We'll get this up and rolled out. This should be one of our easier ones because I think everybody here can relate to it at some point, right? So, all right, good call on Brock, guys. Good call on Brock. All right, Mark, you're welcome to stay. I'm going to cover some other stuff. You're welcome to always come on these, by the way, and see what's going on.
Awesome.
I got to shift gears now. Let's go to our Linda. While we're on here, Linda and Nell. I don't know if Nell is usually on here. You guys have anything to do on the PPPS stuff? I'm going to address some more PPPS stuff.
No, we got a lot. We met with Nate last night and he gave us a lot more information, and it's going to be really helpful because it's a process, and he's guiding us through the processes of, And each time he's given us a little bit more knowledge. So those that have had problems, we're going to get back on with them and him, and he's going to clear them up. He's more than helpful. So basically, I've got everybody on that board has got access to the schedule now.
So recapping the PPPS program, that's our preferred partner profit share. It's our version of work from home for a wage. It's customer service work. People get to do, now they got to show up, they got to register and get set up. There's some training period time, whatever else, but you're earning a wage. And why we like it as a solution, this is the way the world's going, is more and more this direction where people can work from home and do, I mean, the jobs that can be done from home, they're going that direction. The supply and demand are dictating it. And because a lot of the ways that we can get it set up, we can do it in a 1099 fashion, which is better for everybody. Okay. You paid the least amount of taxes, and you also, you're able to write off your expenses to your business and what you're doing. And, you know, depending on how you advise it, I'm going to put this out there. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm just going to tell you how it's worked for me. And since the tax laws are not unique, they're not individualized, they're the same for everybody, I'm sure that if it works for me, it probably would work for you too, but take it under your advisement. Okay. And those in the VIP access area are going to soon have great advisors. You're going to have the same people that advise Tanya and I. Okay. So this is what I know. I've been told, like, if you're working from home, at some point you can write off your office area, you can write off other areas of your home if you can prove you're working from home. Well, this allows you to do that. Okay. And and I'm going to tell you, you're going to see a trend going forward on all new home builds. The kitchen used to be the primary area. The office space now is going to be a secondary primary area. Like, you're going to care about the kitchen, and you're going to care about what's the office look like. Is that office allow me to work from home? Because that's what we do. You know, Tanya and I, when we look at homes and we look at we look at office space, it's as crucial as the kitchen. Now, in our case, that kitchen is office space too, right? We're cooking, we're doing our wine stuff. You know, it's where you spend your most time. But you guys are going to see that, you know, as a trend, because it is the way things are going, right? This working in an office environment, this you know, we want to have control of our lives more and more, and our time and financial freedom. That's what we're doing here at RRR247. The world's going this way. We're just ahead of it. We've been ahead of it for decades now. But it's not, working from home is not one of those things that just the stay-home moms get to do. Everybody wants to work from home. That, you know, pretty much everybody. Some people got to get outside. Some people like working with machinery. I get it. There's jobs that are never going to go to the home environment because they physically can't. But everything else is migrating that way, and especially customer support, customer service, call center stuff. You guys, I was on a we had a I call it a first world problem yesterday, Tanya and I, and we were on the phone with a support person that backs up our accounts. And I know we were on the phone, what, 3 hours? 3 hours with her, right? It was a big issue for us when we got through all of it, pretty much. But 3 hours. She was working from home, and I didn't put it together until later. And it's because her smoke detector was beeping, and I didn't know it was on our side or her side. And she's like, "Oh, I just don't want to get on the ladder and get up there. I'm a short person. I need to wait for my brother to come over or something," she said. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't tell she was at home until that. And I just realized this is a big operation that we're talking about. It's a big company. They're doing everything from home as well. It's a trend. It's a trend that's our friend, but you know, it provides work for a lot of people. And there's a lot of people that do customer support. If you think about how the services are today, you know, you're ordering online support, which, you know, that's our world too, right? We're building those companies up. Now we're creating jobs from that, and even more so, right? So understand what that PPPS is, but also, as you know, instructors and even students here, we can refer people in that aren't part of RRR247 to come in there. Nate has an awesome track history. We've been building some stuff up there, but he's able to bring more and more big clients, and he's interviewing them to see if they're a good fit for what we do. So we're going to find the jobs. All right. It's just like the IBO program. We keep finding people that need that solution and growing that as an opportunity here. Right. And, you know, we've got over 100 slots at all times, like that they're trying to fill, and more keep getting opened up. It's the most glorious thing ever. And, you know, I put 2 in, one yesterday, 1 in today for the IBO. And it's going to change their lives to where they can actually do this now instead of, you know, it takes a little bit to get going. And especially when we're talking about business, it takes money to make money. We have the easiest solution here. People can invest a little bit of money in themselves, and the biggest expense, Tanya and I cover. Marketing, we cover that for you, right? So we just got to get them in and get them to understand that and go forward with that. And it's getting through that door. So, you know, I'm going to just, you know, address, we have this, and even if you're just a student, you guys know people that need jobs all the time. You go to church, people are networking, you know, they need a job. We have a solution that's better than them just going to find something down the road. I mean, think about it. We get to give people a job that they don't have to commute to. They don't need to buy extra clothes. They can work in their pajamas. No one will know. No one will know. They don't need to go spend all this money to get a job. They just got to, other than the computer system and the hardwire to the internet, preferably 2 screens. Linda, it can work on 1, but they want you to have 2. Is that right? It's not mandatory, but it's recommended.
Yeah, it's ease of work, basically, ease of work. Like it is for us. We have them too.
But here's my point. We recommend that too. And, you know, and you know, if you have a big screen, you can break it up in 2. That's fine. I mean, there's little things they got to get. They all happen to be better to do what we do. And if they're hardwired into the internet, when they're doing their blogging work and updates and posting ads, it goes faster anyway. So it allows them to do what we do in addition to getting solid money in now as they build their future up. So all of that's there. And, you know, we get to spread that out there. And one of the biggest things that everybody here can do is refer other people into the services we have, because it's getting bigger than just RRR247 now. And they get a taste of the community here, and who knows what they'll do down the road, but we have solutions on that. Okay. I was going to go over, let's see, Ppps, update on that. Next Saturday, we're going to go over what we roll out on Tuesday, but I'll probably cover because I'm going to be adding it to Response Magic already today. And for that, I want to talk about our VIP access system. I'm just going to tell you what it is. If you're a VIP and you haven't received access to the new system yet, the new platform, which is Rory7.com, and you guys are seeing it in development. Like, it's ready now to handle the stuff we're doing, but there's a lot more content coming. If you guys were in Orlando for the Velveeta event last fall, I had a very special guest come, right? And Pat, Coach Pat, and his stuff will be in the VIP sections, right? It'll be a module in there. It's one of the things that won't be included. But you guys are starting to meet some of my guys and how to wear, you know, from my, you know, experience of life here. And you guys are going to be getting a lot of other access. Now, the VIP access platform is for our VIPs. And then Tuesday, I'm going to open up something. We'll go through it, but it's going to be coming from your instructors. I'll hint to it. Okay. The plan, the set plan going forward, with some exceptions right now, because there's a big rollout that's going to happen on Tuesday. This rollout is going to put the incredible potential of income into every student that takes action in their hands. Huge potential. Okay. It's with cryptocurrency. All right. It's not going to be, we're going to explain how it goes. I'm going to have a full explanation on Tuesday, and we probably are going to go over the hour. I got a new presentation deck I'm going to utilize after I do a formal thing. I'm trying to get that presentation down as low as possible. So we're, you know, it's an hour and 40 minutes. First round I did. We need to cut it down a little bit, but it's going to be a good education piece to share that. That's going to happen on Tuesday. The reason why I'm bringing it up here now is some of you already have access to this. Instructors are able to start rolling it out, but I'm going to be empowering the instructors on Monday so that when we roll it out on Tuesday, they can reach out to their students and share what Tanya and I are going to do. We are not going to record it. I can't. but we can go person to person and get it out there as people are taking advantage of this. So the VIP access area is where all of our training is going to be for cryptocurrencies and blockchain innovation and everything else, including the tipping circle. Like, we can get people in the tipping circle for free. They can start marketing the paid to chat, but there's some massive changes coming on there that you guys do not know about. And I'm going to start briefing up a little bit of it now. I know we have a lot of people here. If you own a hub, virtual or physical or both, like I do, if you have hubs, raise your hand. And raise your hand on, like, raise your hand. Yeah, perfect. Raise your hand. And this is more or less so that Stacy can take note, so I know this information's going. I'm going to be getting a hold of you guys on the chats. I've got really big news, really big news, and I wanted to drop it here today, just out of the air, let you guys have it down. We've been very patient with that, and you guys, I want to just stress how important it is that you do what I do and get what I get. You guys, I haven't been too stressed out about it other than the time, because we have so many other things going on. And you guys, I promise you, no one's invested more than we have. Nobody. Okay. But these big things, they come with big risk. And one of the biggest risks is, how soon is this big project going to actually get done? And when will it get done? I mean, that's just, you guys, we didn't, that was swinging for the fences. It's a baseball term. Like, if we get over there, we got a home run. If it doesn't, it's going to get caught at the fence and we're out. Right? It was one of those. Okay. Now, we took a guarantee, had some issues with that, but we're all getting our tipping circle points and moved it into a cryptocurrency called TRC. I feel like I've secured everybody's investment. No one's going to lose. Now, wait till I tell you where we're at now. I'm going to give you some information, and more is coming. I've been dying to share this, and I was going to do it on the thing. I thought, I'd rather you guys see my face as I do this update. So let's see. We got 79. Okay, so we're hitting a little bit of them. Okay, so this is, I'm very happy. How's that? Where it's at? I mean, other than timing. But this is why I tell you guys it's so important that you do what I do to get what I get. You don't stop working on our fundamentals, right? We have our basics, and this is why I'm bringing up the VIP access area system at the same time. This coincides, all right? So before I go into this update, let me go to this. The VIP access area is going to be for everything after what I would call the basics of performance blogging and getting the monetary systems all set up, okay? So we're gonna get people on the road, get them going, and then they're gonna have access to the VIP area. Now, those that come in the VIP program, they're gonna be walked through the same process. They're gonna have access to it, but we get them to get their PBS up first. That means, they go through session 1, they get into wine. They go through session 2, they get into Bella Vita. They get into V-marketing. They modify all their pages. They get Google AdSense. After they have Google AdSense, they will be invited into VIP access. All right, and there is an upgrade cost. It's $495. We got to re-provision your website, add more hosting abilities for it, so that you can take advantage of Amazon and other programs. But especially, we're going to be rolling out some stuff with the blockchain and the way we market it, and then you're going to get access to some other modules. Okay, hosting gets modified, things change. The costs go up to go to that next area, and it just goes from $13 a month to $19 a month. It's not a big jump. Instead of paying $38.95 every 90 days, I know some of you are grandfathered, it goes to $19.99 a month. We need more server resources to host these other things that come on there, and that's why. We didn't raise that price up when we did SSL, we kept it the same. But anyway, there's some things going on. And I bring this up there because if everybody has their standard PBS up and going, and you have Google AdSense, you guys, we're having record numbers of people getting Google AdSense. It keeps going up. We're seeing 2, 3, 4 a day. You guys, your instructors are awesome, but you guys are also following the instructions. We're going the right direction and getting that up there. Once that's in place, you guys have the ability to make money from posting ads, and you actually can see the work being done in a better way. You got the royalty aspect of it, right? But whether you're selling a product or not, because you don't have enough traffic coming in for that to happen, you're still making money. And it makes you keep doing the work. It's exciting. Now we're going to start adding these bigger projects to it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing going forward is we're going to have more and more crypto projects coming. I have at least 50 in development that we're aware of, and they're not all like this big, but they're components of it. Most of them are in the decentralized finance area, right? And it's a lot of education, and we're going to turn into educators of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and solutions of the blockchain for the world. It's a very big need. It's going to bring a lot of traffic, a lot more students. It's going to bring a lot more people to what we're doing because people are searching it more and more. It's one of the biggest increases of search it has to do with blockchain, cryptocurrency. Most people do not understand it. Remember, only 3% of the world have a wallet. Okay? Some of us have multiple wallets, but only 3% of the world are represented in a wallet. It's brand new, guys. The idea is coming on. It's just like the internet was in 94. There was that many email users in 94. 3% of the world had an email in 1994. I watched those numbers grow and watched amazing business happen after that. We're going to see the same thing here. So don't lose focus of our main operation, right? Of our main operations, our PBS, promoting wine, promoting Bella Vita, growing those businesses. Do not stop. That's our core. The crypto stuff we're adding. The world isn't ready for it to be in as big of a demand yet, but we got to get ready for that. And if we stick to our guns and just follow the game plan, it's going to work out better for everybody, right? When in doubt, watch what Candy and I do, right? I'm constantly bringing new students in, building the PBS up, and sharing that. That's the start of it all. That's the vehicle that allows them to participate properly in everything else we're doing. Everything we pick is something we can add on to the PBS. So they don't know how to run the PBS. Those add-ons aren't going to do them as much good. And we want to set people up for success, make sure they know how to use all the tools they need to use. So we're going to stick to that. Okay, Tuesday, we're gonna open up something Monday with the instructors. Tuesday, we're going to roll it out to the students. I am going to be writing on it, and it's going to be kind of confusing to some people, but don't worry, we'll fill it in on the training later today. Okay, back to the TCP. The conversion is going to happen. I'm looking at probably within about 4 weeks. Okay. Now, when we get our TRC, I'm not going to be dumping mine. I'm not going to be selling even one of them. I know I have a lot more information where this is going, and I want to share that with you guys. The idea with cryptocurrency is, to me, is the same way I do stocks. I don't buy and sell stocks. I buy, own, let them go up. And if I take loans out against them, I don't have to pay taxes. I'll take loans out against it, use that to build a business, pay off the loans, keep building up my interests. It's the smarter way of doing things. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you how I've been doing it, and it's been a godsend for us. Okay. Let me break down what Prime is all about. There's the parent company is Prime Origins. We got a brand new CEO. His name is David Harding. I've been on the phone with him. I actually will be talking with him later tonight. He lives in Japan. He is he is an amazing entrepreneur. He works in biometrics. So I have a lot of information, and I'm looking at the stuff that I can share. But this system that I'm about to talk about is all going to be funded, paid for, and utilized through TRC. Okay, so as a platform fully develops and is launched, that's the cryptocurrency people will have to buy to utilize these services. It's already kind of happening. There's a big contract. Coincidentally, it's out of Salt Lake City, which is my city. Guys, it just happened because political stuff goes that way. Made some contacts, things opened up. It's $53 million a month. It starts next month. And that has to do with those tests we were talking about. But there's a lot more to it. So those tests that were created, the scratch and sniff tests, we're going to go over it, but they were created because of David Harding's software. David Harding created a software that would read your skin and would tell you what you needed to do to fix your skin, your blemishes, or whatever else. Our cameras are very, very incredible now on our phones. You know, even Apple's cameras catching up, right? They're really good. So they can detect stuff, and they actually found what's called the COVID flush. It's a COVID rash. There's a COVID rash. When you get COVID, it goes on your face, and it's ever so prominent. They found it with his stuff, and then they isolate down the smell, and it has to do with understanding that. And I got a lot of notes that I'm going to share with you guys now, just so you know where this is going. And then I'm going to actually have a blog page. We can actually start marketing some of this stuff. Hopefully, as soon as I get the first one done, which I'm hoping to get done today. I'm actually working with David, the CEO, on what we can say. So I'll have something to start us out with next week. Okay, it's kind of big stuff now. That's why I'm rolling this out here. I'm probably going to go over a few minutes, Niall. All right.
No worries. I think I can speak for everybody. It says go as long as you need.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, can we lower hands now? Stacy got it all? Because I want to put you back on the front screen.
It's up to Stacy. She's good.
Yes.
Well, I've been marking down, if they haven't gone to their instructor to get the instructions for the VIP access, they need to do that today.
Stacy, we'll talk about that. I wasn't even on that yet. I'll cover that. I want to make sure you knew who was here with the Prime One hubs.
Yeah, I'm not overly, those that are concerned are here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we here, I'll lower the hands. Oh, I guess you can, Niall. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys know the path we're going. And I'll tell you this, I told you guys this was a big project, right? Massive, big, obviously many hurdles came up. They just kept plugging along. And there's a lot of, there's big money behind this. And there's a lot of government funding and grants and so forth, which, you know, COVID stopped a lot of that, a lot of red tape to go through again, halted. They've made a lot of progress. But we're dealing with prime metrics, and we're dealing with something that's at the core is very important. So I want you guys to know what the core project is based on, and then I'm going to tell you where we are today with it. And the players behind this are not small. So it's just, you know, we got to get the word out. You guys remember our key? What's our key function as RRR? Connect products and services with consumers. Boom, boom, boom. That's our basic function, guys. We get paid very well for doing so. We're marketers, right? We market to acquire customers for our partnerships. That's what we do. That's the core basis we do, right? No matter how great your product is, no matter how great your services are, even if it's government funded, doesn't mean everybody's going to just flock to it and get action. It's got to be marketed. All right. Case in point, there's billions of dollars set aside for grants that no one even knows about all the time. You can't even give away free money. Look at us trying to help people with the IBO. Like it's the freest money people are ever going to get, and they question it to death. It's hard to give away free money, right? And the government puts up all these things, and they have no way to administrate it. You guys are seeing that with the ERC credits. You guys, we're going to become bigger on these things because we can get the word out. We offer an amazing value to anything. Anything's got to be marketed. We're marketers. We connect a product or service with the consumer. In case anybody was in doubt what we do. Okay, I know I say it a million times. That's the core function we have. So with this project, with Prime One, the main background, or the main, I guess, the passion behind it is a term called SSI for short, which stands for self-sovereign identification. And self-sovereign identification, SSI, is what this has always been about. There's the Prime One Health, the Prime Health Pass. These are all ways to have people be having secure identity of, this is who I am, and here's proof this is me, and I give you access to only what I want you to have access to. I protect my ID. My identification shouldn't be out on the open market for sale, and it shouldn't be being exploited by the Facebooks, by everybody else out there. It's all about personal protection of your ID. One of the biggest mistakes is that got released out there, and now we're trying to take it back, and this organization has been working on this for 30 years. We came into it 3 years ago, or whatever it's been, okay? And the entire mission for them is all about self-sovereign ID. And they call it a passport, a health passport. We should have access to our vaccination information or whatever it is, and it can be used based on my permission, not just openly available to anybody. That's what this is about. This is about privacy at the utmost levels. And we're talking about technologies out there that have exploited our privacy and taken, this is about taking it back. Okay, so David Harding, Keith, all the guys we work with, that's their mission. Okay, and what they're doing is a big deal. And a lot of platforms are converging into one to make this happen. Okay, now H&T was on board with this vision until they weren't, because and it all has to do with the 5-letter word, right? Greed, right? The 5-letter word greed. And so everything broke away. Own cryptocurrency set up, which is TRC, which is on one platform now until everything rolls out, right? When the value's up and the things are going, then it'll open up on the other platforms. Until then, it's private, right? And it's got its value. We're treated like it's $1 a token to purchase stuff within, even though it's under $1 right now on the market. But that doesn't matter right now anyway. We'll get there. All services I'm going to talk about, it's got to be funded with TRC. So the governments they're buying it with that token. So that's what's going to help raise the value of that, the ecosystem of it, and everything else. And you guys know there's UV Angel I've showed with you guys where it cleans the air. We got all these things that have to do with COVID testing and stuff to help with the COVID health pass and help drive all that. Okay, you guys, they've got a solution so that people can go to stadiums again everywhere. They got a solution, and it's going to be great for COVID, but it's also going to be great for that next one that comes out. It's getting the world ready. We're prepared now. These are things getting into place, and we're part of that, guys. This is part of that. So what I want to go over is, you can go to Prime One Health, and I'm gonna bring up a website. I think I can. But this, again, you guys, it's all about self-sovereign IDs. And these COVID tests are the same thing. There's scratch and sniff, and then they do a PCR test. So you do the scratch and sniff. If it says you have it, it's 98% sure you have it. And it bases it off of some really cool stuff. It's a class 2 medical device, so you don't need a doctor to do it. Even the PCR test they have. So they send it with a PCR test. So if you test positive, you wait 2 days, take the PCR test, send it into the lab. They do a 24-hour response, and then you know if you got it still or if you've been cleared. Then you go back to work. And they're deploying these, and we're going to help deploy. We're going to get the information out too. They're going to deploy them to businesses such as manufacturing plants, like a meat packing plant, where people got to come in. But also, if someone comes with COVID, it's going to shut the whole place down. So people can test every day or every other day through this app in a self-sovereign way. It's going to give you a green light if you're good, or it's not going to give you a green light and you got to stay home. It's that simple. And the boss is going to know. And it's foolproof. It's genius the way they set this up. And you guys are going to see some more information on this. They're already deployed. Walmart put a big order in, and you guys see the nail salons in the Walmarts? Everybody's seen those. There's 800 of those across the US. They're controlled by one group. They're part of this test. So when they're going to start this out there to get it out there, when a customer comes in to get their nails done, they're doing a scratch and sniff test. They got a green, they come in. They don't get a green, they're sending them home to quarantine because you pretty much have COVID. It's that quick of a detection. They're using it to gain more customers. They're also, they want to be opened up, and they've had massive issues with COVID across their 800 units. They've had to shut down. So they're spending a lot of money, all of which is covered by grant money from the government. So they're getting it for free. And it's gonna blow up. Now, everybody that has city developers in those that are city developers of those locations, you're gonna get a piece of every one of those tests that's done. It adds up, okay? That information is coming. A lot of you guys are gonna have to sit down. It's gonna seem like monopoly money. Big things have been happening, okay? Then we're gonna deal with our side of it. I can tell you, and the longer I've been in business, I've learned a lot of positioning. When something doesn't happen the way it's supposed to happen on the other side, and it's the same with me. That's why I always do my best to over deliver and under promise, always. And if I don't, I apologize and make it right, because you compromise when you don't. So you guys, believe me, everything that's been delayed, everything that hasn't happened the way it's supposed to, we're going to get compromise retribution for that. That's just what I always fight for that. And they've been giving us a lot of credence. That's why you guys aren't getting invoices to pay. All that stuff is being detained till this gets right. That's how we battle it. What I don't want to do is get nothing. And what I also don't want to do is lose out on the opportunity, but I want to make sure it's right. We're in good shape. Just we got to keep being patient because this is a lot handling. Okay, so there's a lot of things about this up there. I'm gonna just you guys are gonna get more and more information, but I'm gonna show you guys some stuff here in a second. Yeah, it's fine. The pants in the drawer. I have a really good word for you guys. I'm trying to, I got pages of notes. So I was going to find it. We've already locked up. We've already locked up the Restaurant Association out of Utah, which is good because the one that runs that's in charge of the whole nation. They're going to be rolling these out to restaurants. Just so you guys know, 50% of the restaurants are pretty much out of business across the nation. It's like 50%. So they're trying to get a lot of those back. There's grant money to help start up a lot of them again. They're fighting for it. And they found pockets of money that wasn't being used for what it's supposed to be used for that's helped us. I'm just, tell you guys, I mean, it's kind of like game on today with a lot of the stuff going into motion, but they're going to be able to do that. If you go to a restaurant, they can have you do that test. Hey, especially their workers, their employees, but also, we don't need it. You guys, they've been doing this whole COVID tracking wrong. And they know it now, okay? These guys came up with a way to detect COVID day one because of this facial recognition for skin disease, skin issues. They found the COVID rash, and then they were able to find it, and it's because of how it works. And I got my notes on it here somewhere, and I wanted to give. I know we have a lot of nurses here, so I wanted to give you guys some information, and it's gonna open your mind up. And now when the world understands this, our solution is the only solution. Timing, right place, right time is crazy, okay? And the government knows. It's already being deployed. It's a matter of time, and this is gonna blow up our city developer licenses. I'm gonna show you the lab that we're working on. We will have some compensation coming our way. The lab's gonna sign it on paper, what we get paid. We're talking millions of dollars, so we're gonna get it all done right legally. So I got the contract yesterday. Jim will be reviewing it this week, and so we can sign it. And it's basically them agreeing to pay us for the tests that go out in our cities. So we're not agreeing to paying anything. We're agreeing to get paid. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is medical stuff, and I know why it's not here. I put it on a page. Hold on, I'm gonna pull my page. No, I started writing this. I got so excited. I went from paper to that because I was trying to type as fast as possible. This is what I'm working on. So I'm gonna share with you guys here. Do not use this yet. This is notes, high level notes, but you guys deserve to see it. So let me, okay. So I might have spelling issues in here, so bear with me, okay? So the reason why these tests, the way they work is early symptom tests, mitigation of the spread of the virus. So it's don't mitigate it. So what's been happening is, you know, they're relying on these PCR tests, which don't detect COVID. They just tell you have COVID now. You've had it for 3 days, 4 days. So you take the test that says negative, you think you don't have it, so you go out and about and you're actually spreading it. COVID is done primarily through hyposmia, which I can't even pronounce right. 84% of the spread is with people without symptoms. 87% of the 84% are spreading the virus. They have hyposmia, which is partial smell loss, and that's how they are able to detect it. The cognitive threshold of smell is low enough that your brain isn't recognizing that you've lost taste, but you've lost it. And they don't know how to detect that. And by detecting that, they can tell if you have COVID. It's 98% accurate. Okay. So anyone going into a room where people are gathered should take the smell test before they enter the room. That simple. And it's a paper print. There's an app. You smell it. They have printers. They got 26 of these printers in the US now. They have enough printing capacity to cover the globe. It's already done. So now it's just pushing that out there. You guys, these aren't like plastic tests. They're paper, printed. You scan it, you smell it, you say what it smells, and if you got it right, you don't have COVID. If you missed it, you have COVID. It's that simple, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys some videos and some other stuff on here in a second, okay? Now, if you find out that you have hyposmia, which means you have COVID, high odds you have COVID. 98%, if you have hyposmia, you have COVID. Nothing else really causes that. There's some rare things, really rare, right? But it's better to be safe than sorry than have this being spread. This is why it keeps going around and around and around. The PCR test, you know, we all know that the vaccinations aren't stopping the spread, whatever they want to call those, not stopping the spread. The PCR testing, not stopping the spread. It's still spreading. If people do this, we can stop the spread. We can actually end the virus because we can you know, stop it from going around and get around and around. And not just this. I mean, this is an early detection for a lot of things that are going to be out there. So we have a way for small businesses to get access to it, schools, government offices, and it's paid. And a lot of these insurance programs, are going to help pay for the cost too, so that the employment can continue, right? People can be working. So I'm going to get more information on this and add to this notes. But now let me take you to a website. I'm going to prime1health.org. This is with Opu Labs. This is David. He's the CEO of Prime Strategies, or Prime Origin. Sorry, this is his company too. The guy isn't. The guy, I absolutely like his parallel life to mine, and I say that not because of the programming. Actually, I do. Like, his story is awesome. And he's you know, definitely an overachiever in the stuff he's done at a young age. He is a foremost expert in biometrics. If you guys know this company, I use them. Tanya and I use them when we're at the airports. They're in 50 airports in the US. So Clear uses biometrics, eye, touch, fingerprints. There's so many different biometrics. Their platform they're on can only go to literally, they were going to max out like at 1 million users. Now they can do hundreds of millions of users because of David. David's software, his patented processes allow this to work in a bigger scale. Because of David, we have all this stuff happening. All right, all these things are converging together. So this health pass right here, all these things, you guys will be hearing it. It's all tied to what we're doing. These are converging. We're not talking small companies. We're part of the big stuff that's out there that it's going to be getting these health passes. All right, and TRC ties to all of this. I'm just letting you guys know what we're part of and why it's so massive, and it takes a while for these platforms to come together, but it's all starting to happen. And now that these are being deployed, it's there. So this Prime One, this is the test right here, the smell test. There's videos on it and how it works. But we're going to be creating a marketing video, and I'm going to try to do it today, where I'm asking David questions how this works, because the common person is going to understand that better than watching these science videos. But this is good stuff too. It shows you how it works. It's all here. And we're gonna be building pages. We're gonna be sending stuff there. We're gonna have a thing on there that explains how this test works and why it works the way it does. And I'm hoping to get that done as early as today, but over the next week, we're gonna get these done. All right, and it says class 1 medical device. We just got it to a class 2. That's brand new. So class 2 means you don't need a doctor. But restaurants, schools, university, cruises and tours. I mean, before you get on a cruise ship, you'll take it. And they can have you take it again in a couple of days to make sure you don't need to be quarantined. You guys, this changes the game. We can get back to freaking living because of these tests. And the tests are bought through us. I don't know if you're understanding that yet. Like this is what we get for waiting, guys. So I'm gonna stop my share for a second because I'm going over. I wanted to give you guys an update where we're going. I wanted you guys to understand it's not a dead project. It's massive. Okay. Everybody that's waiting, everybody that's got multiple cities, you're gonna see what this is building towards. Okay. Now we're gonna be back to do what we were brought on here in the first place, and that is having an organization of bloggers to get the word out. Okay. What we're going to be doing now is deploying to businesses on how they can get these tests, how they can get them right to their operation and get in use. Because no matter how great these are, if people don't know about them, don't use them, it's not going to do any good. So what do? We connect a product or service with the consumer. That's what we're going to get to doing. We actually get to go do what we've been trying to do in this thing in the whole place. And we're part of the solution and we get paid for the success of this. Those of us that have cities are going to win. All right. Now, for those of you who don't have a city, don't have a hub, I'm not sure what we're talking about, don't worry. It's going to be part of the VIP access, and we're going to be modifying that. We just put the halt on things while things got to get together, and it's just triumph over trials, guys. It's persistence and massiveness. I went through the audited books on the operation. They've been spending $250,000, little just shy of $250,000 a year maintaining this infrastructure and building things. It's a big deal, right? And we're a small part of it, but a very important part. And it's going to be a pretty big direction as things get going. And I was like, what do you need us to do? I get frustrated when I can't go do something to help. I don't like being passive in any project, right? I'm passive in my school that we have our tutoring operation in Sydney. And I get to contribute some advice every now and then, but I'm passive in that one, and it drives me nuts, right? That's why I like to fly out there. Even see the kids that come in, and I used to know all the tutors, right? But because of COVID, Tanya and I haven't gone over there. I haven't gone over there. I used to go 3 times a year. I know it's killing me, right? But this is something we actually get to be part of again because they're ready for us to deploy it. The tests are in. People can order them, and we're getting them in smaller quantities so we can distribute them out. We got distribution centers now. And every one of those tests creates revenue for the city developer, the team lead, and so forth. The television services create it, right? We get paid on the chat, the video chat. I got notes on that. They did a test on iOS. They did have droids coming in. They tested on the iOS platform first. They've gotten 1,000 users on there, which means we can replace Zoom with that service. I'm supposed to get a $250,000 license, so I'll see where that comes in next. But all these things are progressing. I didn't tell you anything I wasn't supposed to tell you guys yet. I marked the stuff I could talk about. But there is some big names behind this, and as I brought up already. Okay, I can tell you this. I'm going to show you one more thing. Another company we're part of, and it's kind of France is the first country. We're setting up sovereign clouds, which means that the citizens are protected in a sovereign cloud, and amazing encryption. And it's done through this small company called Thales. Let me show you what they do. They also do the hypersonic missiles. So I'm going to bring this one up. It's with France, and I'm actually going to put this on here. This is a lot of stuff that's going to be a lot to chew on. I'll just give you the link. Go ahead and click on that link and look at it later.
Sorry, we both hit enter at the same time.
Yeah. I'm going to put one more thing in here for you guys to take a look at later too. Just, I want you guys to read on what you're part of. The thing for me that's frustrating is I can't personally do anything to make it work yet. It's stuff way above my knowledge base. I'm not in biometrics, but we are in biometrics with this. And you guys, it's all about, so if you know the core project, what it's based on, it usually helps you know and understand where we're going when things come out. SSI, self-sovereign ID, right? This Health One Pass, all the Prime One, all these things are to give people their stuff that says I am who I am. So by proximity, you know, we're tracking all these things, the Internet of Things, we're tracking everything so that when I go pay for something with my credit card, it says that credit card belongs to that ID. That's who he is. And it's not Rory. It's not identified as Rory Rickard. It's just identified, those cards belong with me. That type of stuff is going to happen with this biometrics. It prevents fraud. It prevents identification fraud. Those very things that have bugged me as in e-commerce, we get to solve and get paid for it. Okay, but it's all about SSI, so I can prove it's me. I'm really who I say I am, and you can see that it's really who I say I am across the globe. And it does it where I'm always in control of my information. Who should be in control? You, no one else. That's what this is about. Let me give you one more link, and you guys can go study this stuff. Do not build pages yet. We got to be very careful what we put out there. And also, I've been telling everybody, don't say COVID-19 in anything. Well, this we can, so it's kind of ironic. We got to be very careful. I'm getting the rules out. So you guys can go to primeonehealth.org. That'll take you to OPPO. OPPO, I can't even pronounce these things. It's 3 letters even for me. Yeah, so you guys, we're building an identity platform that's global, all based on self-sovereign IDs. Get used to that word, SSI. It's not Social Security insurance, right? It's self-sovereign identification. All right. I wanted you guys to just know an update, know what we're in for. Now, that being said, that project's doing its thing. We have a new project coming out. We're going to be rolling out on Tuesday. Your instructor is going to come to you. You're going to hear about it. It's an absolute no-brainer. We worked out something very big, something very powerful to help everybody. Tanya and I invested in this years ago with our marketing partners, the same marketing partners we did the Prime One stuff with in this direction. And it has to do with healthcare. It has to do with making, you know, health services better in the future and now. So we're going to talk about that on Tuesday, and we're going to be rolling that out there and giving you guys an incredible offering. Something, but it's going to come from the instructor to you guys. We're not going to record it. We're not going to put it on the training. And I'm going to pretty much say that much. This is being recorded, so I know it's there. Here's the thing. We all stand to win a lot. And the reason being is because we invested in it. They're coming out. We're going to get set up really big so that when we go to work and do what? Connect a product and service with the consumer, right? When we go do a product and service with the consumer, we stand to make a lot more. We get paid for what we provide in the overall scheme of things. And we're launching the US and Canada, but it's global. But our launch point is there. That's what we secured 3 years ago. And in that securing, we got tokens. So you guys are gonna hear about getting a bunch of tokens. And I'm just gonna say this, giving away free tokens is hard. Giving away free money is hard. It sounds too good to be true. You guys should be getting used to that. Remember, we're marketers. We offer a service. If we don't do our service, we don't succeed, they don't have a business. So what do we do again? We connect a product and service with the consumer. Okay, Niall, I'm going to stop the recording and hand it over to you. Oh, yeah.